Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ITSnippets. Today I'm going to show you how to install PHP on your Nginx web server on a Raspberry Pi that's headless. This will work for a standard Raspberry Pi. However, I'm using a Raspberry Pi W that is not connected to a monitor. So let's get started. First thing we have to do is SSH into a Raspberry Pi. So right click the Start menu and go to Windows PowerShell with Admin and then select Yes when user account control kicks in. Once that's come up, we do SSH. To say we're going to SSH into a box, we use Pi, which is a Raspberry Pi's default user password, @ and then the IP address of your Raspberry Pi. So this may actually just be Raspberry Pi. Okay. So what I'm saying is use the user Pi on the hostname Raspberry and make an SSH connection to it. Let's hit return. It's asking for the password. If you're using the defaults, this will be your Raspberry. If you're not, it'll be whatever you've set it to. So that's connected now, so I can hit clear to clear the screen. Okay. So the first thing we have to do is actually install the PHP extension. So let's do that just now. So to do that, we would use sudo, that's superuser space apt space install space php-fpm. Sudo apt install php-fpm and hit return. It's telling me it's going to take about 14.3 meg, so select yes and hit return. That's 14.3 meg of additional disk space, and just wait for it to install. Okay, now that that's finished, we need to change into the Nginx folder and actually enable PHP. So we would do cd/etc/nginx, and then we would edit the file using sudo nano, which is our text editor, sites-enabled/default. Okay, so we need to tell it that it can look for PHP files. So we scroll down to about here, where you can see it says index, index.html, index.htm, index.nginx, blah blah blah. What we need to add is index.php and then a space. Okay, but we also have to enable the PHP extension a bit further down. So we scroll down a bit, and you can see here we need to uncomment this line and this line and this one and this one. So basically what we're saying is look in folder for PHP, that's a variable that holds our PHP folder, enable fastcgi-php.conf and run php 7.3-fpm.sock. So hopefully if I do Control X and then yes and then hit return to save that, we will find out whether or not I've made a mistake, because we have to reset Nginx. So to do that, we do sudo space /etc/init.d/nginx space reload. So that's basically telling the system to reload Nginx. If I have not made any mistakes, this should work perfectly. If I have, it will give me an error. And it gave me an error. So now I need to find out why. Okay, so I found out why it was failing, and it's because I made a little bit of a mistake. So I've corrected it now, but I'll take you through it. What we need to do is we need to edit our sites-enabled/default again and scroll down to where we added index.php. Now if you notice, I had added it here and that's what's crashing it. You have to add it after the word index. Change it to index.php and then save it, and then once you do your reload, it'll work fine. And we can confirm that by opening a browser and browsing to the system. So you now have PHP installed and you now have Nginx web server installed.